What's up, friends? Welcome to Industrious Radio, TV, YouTube, Internet sensation show. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about the roadmap to the grand opening, because there is no more magical moment than the moment that the doors of your Industrious open wide and people walk in for the first time. Steve-O, what's up?
What's up, buddy? Welcome back. Let's do this.
Paint the vision for the people so they just know how freaking awesome it is.
Yeah, well, it is fun. So after you sign on, the first thing that we do is we, of course, deliver what's your grand opening roadmap, and this is a big project plan, and it's essentially takes you through all of the tasks from day one of signing all the way up to your grand opening. And this is like, if you know what a Gantt chart is, we'll just call it the layers of the cake, for lack of a better term. These things sort of all move concurrently with each other, and they trigger certain events along the path to your opening. In general, your opening is going to be about, I'd say, 16 months long. After you sign on, the first month is really just onboarding you, getting you introduced to, our team, our corporate team, and getting you kind of connected with Industrious, and getting you to read the operations manual and go through all of like we'll call it new hire onboarding. It really is new hire training that you go through in those first 3 to 4 weeks. And then after that, then we're going to start looking at stuff. We introduce you to our real estate team, and they're going to start looking at your real estate. We introduce you to our financing team, and they're going to start helping you understand what your financing options are. As you go through the process, you will find pretty soon that the real estate phase is kind of the linchpin of the whole thing, because you might find a spot where you don't need to do any tenant improvement. You might find a spot where you need to do a lot of tenant improvement. And so shopping for the real estate is really the variable, right? Because your loan and your financing, or however you're going to pay for the thing, all that stuff does tie back to what's involved in that real estate deal. So the first month is onboarding. The second, probably we'll call it 3 to 6 months, is just your real estate phase. 2 to 3 months to just kind of understand what's there. And that can be quicker. I've seen that happen in like a month. But all these things are market dependent. And then it's about a month of just LOI stuff, which is letter of intent. That's your negotiations. That's your haggling, so to speak. And then it's about a month in the lease phase, where you're working through the legal language that's going to be in the lease. And then you sign. And while all that is going on, you're also jockeying along right next to it is your financing stuff. So
They're kind of similar tracks.
yeah, they're similar tracks. Like the bank needs the real estate stuff. The real estate stuff needs the bank stuff. And so you'll find that it's just like kind of buying a home, right? They work off of each other. And then you get to that signing day, and then it's boom. And then the next phase is the construction phase. Now, some construction projects are very, very small. Essentially, if you find a turnkey place, you're gonna paint the place, you're gonna brand the place, you're gonna floor it, you may relight it, and then you're gonna install the halos, and you're gonna go. And that process is 2 to 3 months, because there's just lead time of semi trucks rolling up with equipment, and these things just take that time. Now, if you're gonna be doing any sort of tenant improvement where you're installing bathrooms or making bathrooms bigger, installing a shower room, need to install different electrical conduits and stuff like that, or plumbing. Those builds are generally 4 months to get to the place where you're ready to install your gear, and then your gear and your furnishings. That takes like a month. So what I just described there, all of that's about anywhere between from signing to that, about an 8 to 12 month process. And that's if you can find real estate really quickly, and there's no hangups along the way.
And we've gotten really good along the way at kind of seeing red flags before, so that they're
Right.
not red flags down the road. And then really we have a dialed in, very kind of specific vision for what we're looking for. So we have a very high hit rate when it comes to selecting locations and deal negotiation. We've gotten really good at it. So that's something that people wonder about, like, oh man, this sounds like a lot of stuff I don't know anything about. It's like, yeah, no, don't worry. We got you. It's part of the process, part of the program.
Right.
We're highly invested in making sure that the location we land and the deal structure of that lease is as favorable to you as it possibly can be.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And we know what that real estate deal needs to look like in terms of what is the upper end of your tenant improvement allowance. Otherwise, we can just toss it out because it's not feasible. And what is the rent ramp that we need to get you to the membership base that's going to put you in a positive cash flow state from the jump. We've learned a lot along the way. We know this stuff. We know it. We know how to structure these
We
things.
do. We ink deals that are making money like out of the gate, right? We ink good deals.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it took some learning, but now we know. And so anyways, that's it. I mean, it is a fun process. It's a paperwork process, and it's that phase. I mean, just a lot of emails. It's a lot of messages, and it's that phase of the process. And then once you get to construction starting, it's a lot of construction, and it's that phase. And then once you're open, it's the work of changing people's lives, which is the fun work, and that's the work that enriches their life and yours.
Steve, we'll talk a little bit about kind of that pre-seed, that pre-launch window that we use a lot of times to seed memberships prior to opening. I think that's something that's really fun. And again, part of this roadmap to get you open, we have some cool stuff we do along the way that can start to build that momentum and membership base before you're even open.
Yeah, we've really cracked the pre-sale algorithm, if you will, and we know when we need to start pre-selling memberships, and when we need to start building the list. So essentially, as soon as we sign the deal on a brick and mortar, we're gonna put the signage on the building, or we're gonna do the exterior work. We're gonna paint it, and we're gonna get signs up, even if they're just temporary banners. We're coming, and we start building a marketing list of people joining the wait list, waiting for this rad place to open, and they go and they find out about it. And then so that kind of happens about 2 months before your projected grand opening date. We start hitting everybody's phone with paid stuff. And we just essentially show people what is happening in that gym when it's going to open. And then from there, that list grows and it grows and it grows. And then we start hyping a pre-sale opportunity that's like amazing, where people can save a ton of money and they can lock in their membership. And we like to see a gym open with at least 75 members. And in the way that our membership structures work is in a more experienced and more mature gym that's been open for a long time, they'll have various membership tiers, but a new gym, it's one membership option. It's all unlimited. It's come as much as you can, as much as you want. And we want you here, and we want you here. The more, the merrier. And then that's when the magic really starts to happen. Once the place fills up, which it does, then we start to present different membership options out there that are, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, or just unlimited.
Totally. So there you have it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward process, and it's one of those things that because it's like slicing up it's like, I want to say, is the phrase like, slicing up an elephant? I don't know if that's the right phrase, but it shouldn't be, because it's like a terrible, terrible visual. But like, if you think about it, it's like a big body of work, and we've cut it into really defined and narrow segments, and we walk you through that. You have internal support at Industrious. You have basically, you could think of it as, a project manager working with you along the way, helping to execute, so that we work through that process, help you overcome those roadblocks and hurdles, and get to that spot then where, of course, we are rocking and rolling and having fun and doing the grand ribbon cutting and, opening that gym up to that new community. It's just so cool. But
so fun.
If that's something that's exciting, if that's something you want to get into or go through in depth, or if you've been thinking about exploring Industrious opportunity, if you haven't already, go to the website, Work Hard, Live Fit. There's a franchise interest form there to fill that out, and that'll start the process if you haven't started it. And we'll get in contact with you. We'll have a conversation. And if it's something that feels like you want to keep going, we'll get into those deeper conversations, and we can walk through all this together.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, Steve-O. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks, everybody.